So arithmetic increase method. This method is also called as constant growth method. So we have seen in the previous video the various forecasting methods. We are starting with the first method, arithmetic increase method. So this arithmetic increase method, it is applicable in this zone BC, because in this zone BC you can see the increase in population is constant. So that's why it is called as constant growth method. So write down the first point in this. This method is based on the assumption. This method is based on the assumption that population increases at constant rate at constant rate. So we can write it, rate of increase in population, it is constant. Now we can write it, dp is equal to k into dt. This p stands for population and t stands for time. Okay, now if we integrate it on both sides, if we integrate it, that is integration of dp is equal to integration of k dt, and if we give the limits from p1 to p2 and time from t1 to t2, so this integration of dp will be p, p2 and p1. Similarly k dt will be k into t and time will be t2 and t1. So this will be p2 minus p1 is equal to k into t2 minus t1. So we'll get this equation. So we can write it like this, p2 is equal to p1 plus k into t2 minus t1. Okay, now so from this we can write the main formula of this arithmetic increase method. So the main formula is population at any time is equal to initial population or latest population plus number of decades into x bar. So this formula you have to remember. This formula is derived from here. Okay, so this derivation is not important, but this formula you have to remember. Okay, where, what is this pn? So this pn stands for population after n decades. Population after n decades. What is the meaning of decade? One decade means how many years? 10 years. That means if 20 years is asked, that means how many decade will be there? 2 decades. And this is the value of n. So population after n decades from present population. From present population. What is P naught? P naught is the population at present. Population at present. So what is the latest population? So that will be the population at present P naught. What is the n value? N value is the number of decades. Number of decades between now and future. And the last is x bar. So this x bar is the average of population increase, average of population increase in known decades. Okay, or we can also say that this x bar is the arithmetic mean. So this is the main formula of the arithmetic increase method. So you remember this formula. The main assumption while deriving this formula is the population increases at what rate? It increases at a constant rate. So this point is important. Now in the next video, we will see one numerical on this, and then you will understand this each and every values and how to find out the future population if we know the previous population by using the arithmetic increase method. One thing you have to note that you cannot directly predict the future population. To predict the future population, you need a data. Okay, so that data you will get it from the census. That is, what are the previous populations. Based on the trends of previous population, you will assume certain conditions and then find out the future population.